This was considered the most effective way to punish a human trafficker. First, she was stripped of all her clothes. Then, blocks of ice, each at freezing temperatures, were crushed and poured into a wooden barrel. To ensure the trafficker remained conscious and fresh, she was carefully placed into the barrel with the ice, exposing only her head to allow breathing. To prevent any chance of escape during the punishment, the prison had developed an exceptionally sturdy leather strap. Once fastened over the ice barrel, it made any resistance futile. No matter how hard she fought, escape was impossible. Within just 2 months, the woman began to experience severe numbness in her lower body. Everything below her neck lost sensation, and her expression was one of intense pain. She struggled to speak and turned to look at another prisoner who had been placed in the same torment earlier. Her companion, now frail from long exposure, could only meet her gaze in silence. No words could express their shared regret. But the prison's punishment didn't end there. Several guards proceeded to torture the traffickers until they were barely clinging to life. They were then thrown into pitch-black isolation cells, designed to make them experience the same fear and helplessness that abducted children endure. During the first week, a small skylight in the cell was left open, allowing warm sunlight to pour in. But by the 8th day, the skylight was sealed shut. Enveloped in darkness and despair, the prisoners slowly began to lose the will and ability to breathe. Their food was delivered through a tiny slit in the door, and even that was of such poor quality that not even animals would touch it. Soon they were deprived of food altogether, left to starve in suffocating conditions until death became inevitable. Yet, one particular trafficker faced an even crueler fate. Without warning, the woman was dragged into a pool, not for bathing, but for a brutal punishment by heat. At the doctor's command, her cell door was slammed shut and the heating valve was turned on. The water temperature climbed rapidly. As she thrashed and screamed, the doctor refused to let her out. She had not yet confessed to her crimes. Despite repeated demands, the woman stubbornly denied her guilt, claiming she wasn't the one responsible. The doctor, enraged by her refusal to admit the truth, ordered an even harsher punishment. A 1,000-year ice block was prepared, and the trafficker, unaware of what awaited, was suddenly immersed in its freezing cold. The violent shift between extreme cold and heat finally broke her. The trafficker admitted to her crimes. Perhaps in that agonizing moment she finally understood the fear, pain, and despair experienced by the innocent children she had helped to harm.